alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh, my God. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How do you dress like this? What are you a prostitute? I'm curious.
Sir, please leave.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh, my God. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How do you dress like this? What are you a prostitute? I'm serious.
Sir, please leave.
Once again, Mr. Perry did the same thing today and got the same results. Bothered me and 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 had to tell me what he thinks and how he feels and what he wants, and he needs a lie, and he's gonna take my car, and he's gonna ruin me, and I'm gonna be trafficked, and he's gonna make me do it, like it or not, and he's gonna force me to lie, and he was in imposition in Oklahoma again all day today, so we got more. The same guy, and again, this is a vulgar way to put this, but it reflects the animosity against you, Mr. Perry. No one invited you to Oklahoma. I moved 2 times. I left Lubbock in 2013, 10 years ago, to get away from you. You creepy, fucked up bitch. Everybody fucking hates you. Everybody is fucking sick of you. Why can you not get that? So the guy says this, and again, it's kind of vulgar. I'm quoting another person. It's a male. It's a gentleman. But it reflects the animosity and the anger at Charles Perry for coming where I am. I moved twice. I completely changed my life to get away from him and be with my family. And the guy said, that guy is wiping his floppy dick all over all of us and raping everyone here, not just her. I can see why he has leaks. I'd like to be one too. We are all being raped, not just her. He's got a very bad sex pervert problem, and it's a big problem. It's disgusting, it's demented, and it makes everybody want to barf all the time. And you are an imposition, and you are a burden to the rest of us. Normal people cannot even begin to understand why in the fuck you are the way you are, and why in the fuck you do what you do. And then how dare you demand a lie? We get that you want the lie. You never shut up about it. You've made your point. You harass and harass and bully and harass and bully just like him, except much worse. And butt into things that aren't your business and make comments on things that don't concern you. And cause problem after problem after problem. You've not lost a thing. You've taken more than one of my vehicles, more than one of my homes, everything I own. You've made it very clear you intend to violate human rights. You intend to violate human rights. Right now, that's a bigger problem than you can imagine. It's huge. We're getting stuff you guys have no idea how we're getting it, that nobody's gotten before. Because human rights violations, it's huge, as is the fight against human trafficking. Maybe you ought to pivot. You notice Blockbuster is not in business anymore because they didn't pivot when everybody started going to streaming instead of going in and getting a VHS. Fucking pivot already, because your crime has not been caught this much in your life. You're a sex weirdo that has no power and no control over your problem. None. No impulse control, the lowest IQ I've seen in my life. I lived in Vegas, you see weird shit there. None of it compares to you. None of it. If you put it all together, it doesn't compare to you. How come you're not embarrassed? Everybody's like, why in the fuck isn't he embarrassed? You embarrass everybody else. It's shameful. You're demented. You're deranged. And everybody's so sick of you. And you act like you fucking don't know that. And everybody's like, how can he not know? You sit on your fat, lazy ass and you pervert around and you watch TV and sit there with your doll all by yourself, alone, rejected, and told on. And you've done that for a decade. Every damn day. How pathetic. How absolutely pathetic. Women are turned off by peeping toms like you. You're a fat, lazy turnoff. You're creepy. You're sick. You're psychotic. And everybody's sick and tired of you. And embarrassed by you. So why aren't you embarrassed, sir? You have a little small group of guys who sit around and try to figure out how to make me fail. And attack women. But the whole rest of the world can't understand why in the fuck anybody would do what you do. And is embarrassed for you. This guy right here is not understanding what she's saying, is not responding properly. Nobody acts this way who's normal. And he's just going at her and going at her and going at her. And she's, please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. And I say the same thing to Mr. Perry. Get the fuck out of my life. Please leave me alone. Get the fuck off me, rapist. Get out of my life. Get the fuck out of my life. Stay the fuck away from me. Get away from me. Get away from me. I'm going to traffic you. You're going to come. You're going to lie. I'm going to make you. I'm going to starve you till you lie. I'm going to take your car. I'm going to have you arrested. Constantly. All fucking day. And what he's not threatening directly, the guys that are helping me, the police officers helping me, are getting intel that support, typically, quoting you, get her car and tell us if she calls Good Deal to get a rental. That was recorded today. Oddly, as I'm leaving my house, my apartment, to go downtown to file a motion to dismiss again on the traffic court case, which you had nothing to do with, right, Mr. Perry? You didn't abuse your power and abuse your office and avail yourself to the laws of Oklahoma and the jurisdiction of Oklahoma, calling cop after cop after cop after cop, asking me to be pulled over, did you? So what do you care? What the fuck do you care? My car wouldn't start. My car's been running fine. All of a sudden, it won't start. I have to hitch a ride. Either way, I got it done, didn't I? Everybody is sick of this. Problem after problem after problem after problem after loss. Major losses. Car and a home, major losses. And so we get stuff like that. Get her car away from her today. And tell me if she calls Good Deal to rent one. And then talking to a family member. Tell her, do not give her cash. Tell her you're broke. And we heard you say that. So you want to prove that out. Okay. Do the same thing that gives you the same results. 10 years of that. McNamara email was 2015. It's all about coercion and a false arrest. Way back then. I gotta make her lie. I gotta make her lie. Did you want me to lie about knowing you were going to do a false arrest? Or the false arrest? Which one did you want me to lie about? Or that Mike Nealey was drugged and I knew that before anybody else said that because you're being investigated and those cops found out? Or that it was confirmed months later? Huh? Or that you keep trying to take my car? I mean, what is wrong with you? You're just not all there. We found out you have Huntington's disease. Those cops found out. Same way they said this morning. Get her car from her today and tell me if she rents one. Get her car from her. Today is June 9th, 2023. You've talked about it all week. Get her car from her today and tell me if she rents one from Good Deal. Don't give her cash. Tell her you're broke. Over and over and over, we quote every fucking thing you bitches say. And y'all run around. How'd she know about that? How'd she find out? How'd she know about that? How'd she find out? You know why? Because other people feel like they're being raped too. You're imposing and you're burdening other people. In a state where you were never invited. People are all pissed off. She came here to be with her family. So why is she not with her family? He is. Why is he always in Oklahoma with her family? Charles, we're not married. You forged a marriage license. If you got it notarized, what'd you pay that notary? What'd you pay the notary? I've still not to this day seen that document. Lucky asked me about it in my work. Drove all the way. I lived 2 minutes from Manford Police Department. Drove all the way out to Inola to ask me about a forged marriage license he had doubts about. He said, I don't think it's your signature. It doesn't look like it to me. It looks like a forgery. I thought I needed to ask you. I said, yeah, it's not. He didn't have it with him. I want a copy of it. I want a copy of it now, and the power of attorney you forged, and any other document you signed and forged my name to. Give it to me now, and stop using it. It's a forgery. I've not signed it. You did that in 2019. Now you want to arrange a false arrest and get my whole family there and have some faked up wedding photos to cover up your forgery from 4 years ago. And I said no. You get anywhere near me, I have a surprise for you. Just like you have one for me, I have one for you. It might surprise you how fast your balls will end up in your brain. You leave me alone. Leave me the fuck alone. You invade my privacy, they invade yours. How does that feel? Huh? How does that feel? They have a court order, or you have a leak, and you just have a weirdo problem you have zero power over and no control over. No impulse control. And you're making people sick at their stomach. It is illegal. There were laws put in place to make that illegal because it's disgusting and depraved for you to watch a woman in her house. Get off your ass and go fucking do something normal. Go be normal. Go be normal. You are an imposition and a burden. So that guy repeated himself again today. He's raping all of us. He's wiping that floppy dick of his all over everybody, not just her. He's an imposition and a burden to all of us, not just her. We're all sick of it, not just her. So, that's why he has leaks right there. I would like to be one myself if I knew who to leak to. And he may. I'm not told who the leaks are.
That's okay.
This make you feel? Huh? You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you
Is
feel?
that the one that put all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
scratches?
I got scratches. I can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family.
I'm a stalker. I have pictures of you. Where you are, where you live, doing things you do. Stalking is a felony crime. It's illegal in all 50 states. People hate it that much.
You're fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're
I
gonna
don't give a fuck. You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're
You
gonna
can bring
Is
a
that
whole
a
fucking
threat?
army. I don't give a fuck.
This make you feel? Huh? You're filming my father and...
When you contact me, when you invade my privacy, when you try to cause a problem for me, when I'm broke and Mike's in jail, the more we get about your crime. I found out I was trafficked before you did it. You sold me to a realtor in Houston. He gave you half up front. You need to deliver to get the other half, and you need to lie. And then you need me dead. So I can't pop up later to tell everybody that you made me do something against my will, like sign your lie. Or be trafficked. Trafficking is a very serious crime. So is human rights violations. Deprivation of food and shelter with intent to coerce, grand larceny with intent to coerce, interference with commerce with intent to coerce, interference with contracts. Lucius, not just contracts, commerce. Right, Lucius? I'm naming your people again. We got this information because when you invade my privacy, they invade yours. When you contact me, I fucking hate it. You gross piece of shit. You're slimy. You're creepy and you're slimy. You don't have a date. You're rejected and told on and told on, and you do the same thing every day that gets you told on. Every day for a decade. Fucking decade. Not a week, not a day, not a month, not a year. 10 years. Rejected and told on and told on and told on. And we're all so embarrassed by you. So embarrassed by you. People don't like your crime. We are getting help. You are not. We are getting help. You're not. We're quoting you. You're not quoting us. You dumb son of a bitch. You are so engorged in your pretend land. It is insane. It makes us sick at our stomach. Right? This is what she's telling. Do you like having a camera in your face? And he doesn't even get it. He's stupid. He doesn't even get what she's saying. It goes right over his head. I got pictures of you. I'm a stalker. I got pictures of you. You want me to go get them? And she's like, oh my God, no. I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. All constantly with these people. They're all the same. You don't have a date. You don't get a date doing what you're doing. You don't get a woman to fall in love with you acting the way you act. Nobody will help you with information as to who's helping me. Will they? Nope. 10 years you've been... How long you been looking? How long have you been looking for him? Nobody will call you back. We got a senator in Texas stalking trafficking women and kids. He's got a victim in Tulsa that is working with some police officers. They keep catching these guys, and they're wanting to go over her head and talk to her boss. So he's called all around trying to find these guys. No one will call him back. Yeah, nope. Not going to happen until you act like you understand what he said. What he said is, her privacy is not to be invaded anymore. Get off your ass and go work. Go home to your family. Go home to your family. Your wife is Jacqueline. I'm not your wife. You're rejected. You disgust me. There's no way I would go on even a date with you. There's not even been a date. Dumb fuck. It's not even a date. And you've gone all over Oklahoma going, she's my wife, she's my girlfriend, she's my wife. And everybody's like, oh my God, this guy's whacked. Yeah, I don't think so. There's not a date, there's not going to be a date. I don't go out with peeping toms. Even if there was nothing else, there's that. But it turns out there's a whole lot more than that. You have no chance of even a date with me. You have no... Listen, our shrink looked into all the crap you're doing. The guy's not into women. Cynthia has been over and over and over. Here's what I like. Here's what's a turnoff to all women. Peeping, hacking, butting into shit that doesn't concern them. Lazy, not working. She already knows what she did all day. I don't go out with a man unless he makes sure I don't miss a meal. I don't go out with a man that keeps trying to take my car and gets me kicked out of my home and invades my privacy. There's no way. And kills cops and ruins the lives of little kids. There's no way. No chance. And he does everything that disgusts her and not one thing that attracts her. She's like, I like men that work hard and have something interesting to talk about. He absolutely refuses to get off his ass and go work. He sits around watching her all day. Watching her work. Watching her fight him off. And so he's not into women. He's into men and deviant men at that. She called it before. I'm telling you, he's mentally ill, and not only mentally ill, but severely mentally retarded as well. Maybe he has Alzheimer's, maybe he has senile dementia. I'm not sure. He needs a physical examination by a doctor, but he's got both. Sure as shit, he won't pass cognitive reasoning my first graders pass. He can't even do cause and effect, same and different, before and after. Can't even do that. That's daycare stuff. Those are daycare concepts. He can't do it. When you do the crime to her, you get caught. Cause and effect. We get it before, not after. Before and after. It's different when you do it to her than any other victim, but it's the same every time you do it. Same and different. He can't even put simple concepts like that in his head. He can't do it. He has no fucking idea what she's saying half the time. She has to repeat herself all the... It's like Alzheimer's or something bad. Sure shit, we find out he has Huntington's disease. Causes paranoia, delusion, hallucinations, and psychosis. There's the mental illness. She nailed it. Right? She nailed it. And impaired cognitive reasoning, there's the mental retardation, and it is severe. It is very severe and very embarrassing. Very embarrassing. And for your family, your wife Jacqueline, your son Matthew, and your daughter Jordan to deal with. You get off me. Get off me. Get the fuck out of my life. Get out of it. And the longer you refuse, the more we get. And he'll get as much as he needs to get, so he has y'all nice and locked up for the rest of your lives, and you can never bother us again. Ever. All of you. All of you. It isn't normal to sit around and creep on people and do everything that makes their stomach turn. and everything to ruin lives. That is not normal. That is sick, and it is twisted, and normal people can't understand you, and most people are normal. Most people are normal. Watch the fucking news. People don't like crime, and they don't like your corruption. Watch the news. They don't like suffering. What happened on 9/11? What happened to the Tulsa shooting? Did people come and go, oh, yay, Osama bin Laden killed 3,000 of our people? No. They did step up to help the victims, and then it was, get his ass. And you saw painted on bombs, the soldiers painted on bombs. Fuck you. Right before they put them on their planes, and they dropped them over Afghanistan and Iraq, that said, they spray painted on there, fuck you. Up your ass, bin Laden, stuff like that all over it. People don't like the bad guy, dumbass. So, why did you think they would like you? You make everybody very uncomfortable, and everybody's sick of you, and the imposition and the suffering you cause. Sick of you. Get the fuck out of my life. He said in March 2020, her privacy is not to be invaded. You don't contact her again. Not her, not her family, not indirectly or directly, in any form at all. Creepy or not creepy. And she's not to be broke anymore. Get your hands out of her wallet. You do it or I'll do it. That's your choice. Your choice is you can do it or I'll do it for you through the legal process. I will exercise all legal options to make sure we make your life as bad as you've made hers or worse. You want to do that? Is that what you want? You did the same thing that gets the same results and run around going, how'd she find out about that? How'd she know? Every fucking day. Same thing. Like you're on a merry-go-round. You guys are Groundhog Day. Mr. Perry, what did I just say? Guys, he just contacted me again against my will in a very creepy way. That doesn't get him a date. That gets him told on. That gets us more. Okay? That means he knows what I'm doing right now. It's a recording. And he shouldn't. He's a creepster. He doesn't have a love life. He's all by himself, watching TV, pretending. Sitting there with his little girl toys. The guys that are catching you have real women, Mr. Perry. Real dates, real sex. Real love life with a real person. Break up with the imaginary person in your head. That person has nothing to do with me. You're using my body against my will, and it is pissing me off, creepster. It is illegal for a reason to do what you do. So, you're like this guy. I'm gonna get you. Oh my God, wow, okay.
My fucking sister. How does this make you
Is that
feel?
the one that put all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
Scratches?
pictures?
I got scratches.
I can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Monkey, hit the road. Dude, I promise you're gonna get yours and you're
I
gonna
don't give
get
a
it
fuck.
good.
You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're
You
gonna
can bring
Is
a
that
whole
a threat?
fucking army. I don't give a fuck.
This make you feel?
Huh?
You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you
Is that
feel?
the one that put all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
Scratches?
pictures?
I got
I
scratches.
can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Monkey, hit the road. Dude, I promise you're gonna get yours and you're
I
gonna
don't
get
give a
it
fuck.
good.
You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're
You
gonna
can bring
Is
a
that
whole
a
fucking
threat?
army.
You're gonna
I don't give
find
a
out.
fuck.
This make
Alright, so the second I get up this morning, I can see you. I'm watching you. I can see you. I like looking. I'm watching you. I can see you. He's typing into my phone. I'm like, oh my God. I'm meddling in you. You're my wife. I can see you. I'm like, what? Barf. Gag. Barf. Gag. Nasty. It is illegal to peep for a reason. It is illegal to peep for a reason. It is a criminal act, you sick fuck, to peep on a woman and hack a woman. And it's illegal for a reason. Nobody likes that, weirdo. Nobody likes it. It's a turn off. It's gross. You're sick. You're fucked up. It's rape. You've never gotten a date doing that, and you never will. You can't even get a date. Not one in a decade. Not even a date. You'll never get a date. You're nasty. You're sick. You're twisted. You're gross. You're demented. You're deranged. It's rape. Stop it. Stop it. Get off me. Get out. Stay away from me, weirdo. Stay away from me, weirdo. How dare you? And that's why you're told on every fucking day. It's inappropriate, it's offensive, it's disgusting. And when you do it to me, it's different. Don't run around going, how does she know? How'd she find out? Right there, that's how, right there. You pissed us off. Don't contact her. Don't invade her privacy. I'll invade yours. I will get up your ass and all the way up it. But I have a court order and you don't. You're just weirdo. You're just weird. You're just sick and twisted. We're going to use all this to lock you up, and you will never do that to anybody again. And that's, people around you. He's wiping his floppy dick all over all of us. He's raping us all. He's an imposition to everybody, not just her. Not just her. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick and tired of it. A guy said that. You're that disgusting to other people. And he said it again today. Why can't you control yourself? Why can't you just be normal? What you're doing is a criminal act in all 50 states. It's a sex crime, dumbass. You're by yourself because women are turned off by guys like you. So, we got that. Dumb. And then after that, we heard them talking about my car. Get our car from her today. And Mr. Perry, he just did it again. I'm taking her car. He just typed that in my other phone. So duly note for the record at 8:03 p.m. on June 9th, 2023, during this podcast, Mr. Perry typed in my other phone again, I'm taking your car. I'm taking your car. You're going to lie. I'm taking your car. You're going to lie. I'm taking your car. Threaten and harass and threaten and harass and threaten and harass and can't figure out why nobody likes him. Can't figure out why we're getting the help, but he can't get help. Nobody will tell him anything as far as how we get that information. This was actually a recording of them. Get her car from her today and let me know if she calls good deal to rent one. And then, after that, you want me to go to Sapulpa. We're all like, wow, that's weird. My son graduated 5 years ago from Sapulpa High School. I've not been back since. I have no desire to go to Sapulpa. Why is it important to you that I go to Sapulpa? I have zero desire to go to Sapulpa. So why are you trying to coerce me to Sapulpa? What's that? What's there that you want? You got some fucked up thing planned? Your Hansel and Gretel bullshit? Huh? We got that because when you invade my privacy, they will get up your ass. You like it? How's that feel? Huh? And then we got this one. In every single one of these civil cases and Mike Nealey's criminal case, after those guys are all arrested, those will be immediately vacated due to willful fraud. Charles does not have access to what they have. Although her emails give him some idea of what they have, he is not going to present those to the court. See, she's got these emails where we were caught before, not after. Because he's got a very bad history and a very bad habit of willful concealment before the deciding body. Basically, it's what he's saying. Those guys have a lot of recordings that go to that she typed up in an email when they were played for her. Then Charles doesn't know what all they have. Then he'll go into court and lie. Bold-faced lie, or he's in delusion. We don't know which. Right? And the thing is he's not going to... He knows kind of what they have because she's emailed about it. But he's not going to walk those into a courtroom and go, look what they have against me in a criminal case that's building. Because he's really bad about willful concealment. So there's a lot of these court cases here where she sued, and then there's Mike's case. And as soon as they get arrested and stuff, those guys can go in and get those orders vacated just like that. Because it was fraud. They were fraud. he went into court and lied. Either lied or concealed material facts that were pertinent and relevant. Right? Yeah. That's a big problem for you and anybody with you. So today, the thing with my car is, today I went to the courthouse to file this, and my car won't start. You know, it's been threatened all fucking week, and he just threatened it again at 8:03 p.m. tonight. I'm going to take your car. I'm going to take your car. I'm going to take your car. I'm going to force you to lie. I'm going to force you to be trafficked. I'm going to take your car. I'm going to force you to be trafficked. Why don't you like me? Why don't you like me? Hi. How you feeling? Oh my God, wow. It's literally like being in an insane asylum just to try to use your phone. Ugh. This is nasty. Why doesn't she like me? Well, what could it be? What could it be? I don't know. Go into a bar and tell a woman, find the ugliest bitch who's really, really desperate. Tell her what you do to me all day and see if she'll go home with you. She'll call 911. This guy's got women locked up in a basement somewhere. So, I mean, you ought to hear what he just said he does to this other chick. Dear God. Butterfly net territory. Okay, so I'm going to go file this. They know it because they hacked me, because I didn't put that out. We didn't put that out. I didn't put it out in an email. I didn't put I didn't even put it in my Dropbox where other people could get access to it. I had tight lip on this right here. Didn't say a word. I told Mr. Dunbar I'm going to file the order that the judge wants this week. I think Wednesday. And then I said, I need to change something in it because you didn't argue for or against relevance. You didn't make the argument on the relevance issue that the judge told you to do. And I didn't assert insufficient evidence. I asserted Brady. So I got to deal with that. So it'll be Friday. So unless he told you, and I didn't send him this, I hadn't given it to him yet. So everybody's a little confused as to how you knew I was going downtown. Okay? Didn't you have nothing to do with the pullovers and the ticket? Or did you abuse your power and abuse office and purposely avail yourself to the resources of a state you're not supposed to be in? Jurisdictional wise, Mr. Perry, Oklahoma. Did you give Oklahoma courts jurisdiction over you by causing an injury to me, targeting me for a pullover? Yeah, probably. Okay, so that's what I asserted in my brief, and my car won't start, so oddly, it's been fine. Actually used it this morning, so it was only when I'm going to the courthouse did it not work suddenly. So all this right here, I did get a ride, I did get it filed, as you can see. This is the brief. It basically says, again, I'm asking for a dismissal. I filed the motion to dismiss on Brady violations. You told the other guy, why didn't you give her the discovery she asked for? And part of that would be a list of times I was pulled over in a pretty short period of time. And he said it's not relevant. He didn't say there's no list. He said the list is not relevant. And the judge said, okay, I need a brief. Explain to me, why do you think it wasn't relevant? Why do you think that? Instead, what the guy gets us is you can't have a hearing on insufficient evidence and a misdemeanor crime. Well, which a ticket, I guess, is misdemeanor crime. Okay, well, but that's not what I said. I said Brady violation. So now again, because he didn't answer the question, I'm asking again for dismissal. So I asked, and if not, then order the damn fucking hearing. Because I guess you have to do some sort of... you have to type the order up for the judge or something. I don't know how that works. Here's the thing, is this has kind of been explained here. Like when my son Tristan was in gifted classes. He's very intelligent. He had, Charles, get out of my phone. My children don't concern you, do they? Do you want us to go and harass your kids? Stay away from my kids. Don't worry about my kids. You worry about your kids. Mind your own business. He just typed in my phone, is your son a leak? My children are not your concern. Stay away from them. Unless you want us to harass your children, stay the fuck away from mine. Do you understand me? You don't have a choice. You need to remember who it is you're talking to. Okay? You're in a lot of trouble. Whack job, you're in a lot of trouble. You need to get a grip on reality. You're in a lot of trouble. You don't get quoted this much and not be in a lot of trouble. All of you. That doesn't just go for him. That goes for all of you bitches that help him. Wait, is that the best you can do with your life? Be the bitch of a sex weirdo who has no control over himself? That's the best you can do? Doesn't get any more pathetic. Okay, so my son Tristan, when he was 5, was so smart. Like, sometimes it was like talking to a 30-year-old. Very, very smart. He had these very articulate, grown-up things to say, and then all of a sudden he was 5, so he would do a 5-year-old thing, and you're just like, oh my god. It could be confusing sometimes, because you had to remember he isn't 30. He is actually 5 years old. So a 5-year-old is going to act like a 5-year-old, and so he would do some 5-year-old things, you know, like cut his own hair, or you know, make some mess, or do something that you just like, you're like, oh my god, why'd you do that? So he's 5, you know, or his brother. He's 5 years old. He's a 5-year-old kid. So sometimes when he would talk like a grown-up, it was hard to. Then when he acted like a 5-year-old, it was kind of, you know, jolted your brain a little. You know, you're trying to go. You're like, oh yeah. You start expecting things of him that he's not mature enough to do, because he's only 5, even though he talks, you know, intellectually like he's a lot older. And that's some of this problem that I have with my legal knowledge. I have not been to law school. I've not had one day of law school. I'm in my 4th year of criminal justice college. It's a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. I'm in my 4th year. We did take criminal law and criminal procedure, which is a basic overview. It doesn't dig deep into anything. It's a basic overview. So I know a little bit. But, and then they ran my customers off from Sensation, so there would be nights that there would be hours when nobody came in. I sat in the back, and I bought law books, and I studied. I called every fucking attorney in the town. I have a civil rights claim. These people put me in jail illegally, so I would like to sue the fuck out of them. I wouldn't if they'd leave me alone now, but they're not, so I want to sue the fuck out of them. And nobody would help me. Well, you know, if anybody that knows me ought to know that I don't just go, oh, okay, well, I guess I just won't do it then. Nope. I go, let's find a way to do it. I'll figure it out. I can do it myself. There's no reason why I can't do this myself. I'm very smart. I'll figure it out. So I went, Mr. Perry, get out of my phone. He just contacted me again. Now that's time number 5. So when I quote you guys again tomorrow, remember, Mr. Perry contacted me 5 times just during this podcast alone. That contact is unwanted. It gives me the creeps. You give me the heebie-jeebies, and you were told to stop. Control yourself. Stop. So we'll get more tomorrow. My guys, you're stepping on powerful toes. I don't like you. It doesn't matter what you feel for me. We don't know what you feel. We think you like deviant men because you do everything a deviant man would like and everything women are turned off by. So we don't think you even like women, sir. You mind your own business, okay? You don't need to comment on anything. I don't want to hear from you at all. Did I ask you what you think? I did not. I did not. I said don't contact me at all. You need to control yourself. So I just sat in the back and I bought some law books. I taught myself the law as quite a lot, not all of it clearly, but some, and case studies and stuff like that I read and dissected. So I think sometimes people get confused, and what they have to remember, I didn't go to law school. So don't expect me to do everything perfectly. I didn't go to law school. That doesn't mean I'm not doing some things right, but I taught myself. So I did this motion to dismiss on Brady. Is that it? No, this one's the one I filed today. For the economy of the court, let's not, drag this out and use taxpayer dollars and everything when Mr. What's-his-name still won't turn over the evidence and didn't give an argument for irrelevance or against relevance. And I'm saying it is relevant. He says it's not. And he's asserting some grounds I didn't assert. I asserted Brady. He's asserting insufficient evidence. Not the same argument. Not this. I don't know what case you're on, dude. but it's not my case. So so I did the orders and everything and submitted that. This was the discovery I asked for, was the officer's dash cam, the officer's body cam, a list of times I was pulled over from August 1, 2022 to January 19th, 2023, and TPD's policy on reporting of domestic violence incidents and duty to intervene. I'm very familiar, or more familiar now, with duty to intervene. Mr. Perry, I don't care what you think. That's now 6 contacts he just made, typing in my other phone. I don't want to hear from you at all. I know nobody helps you. Do you notice that? In all these years, nobody's helped you with information as to who's helping me and how information gets from you to me. Nobody will help you. Take the fucking hint already. It's like a little clue. Everybody's sick of you, and they're not tolerant of what you're doing. Okay, so there's this right here. Well, they gave me the body cam and the dash cam, and that's it. So I filed a Brady. Now, that's a Brady violation because it's prejudicial against me, the defendant. And so if first I emailed them and said, is this just like maybe an oversight? I never heard back. So the judge says, was it just an oversight? And he's like, it's not relevant. And he goes, okay, well, you need to tell me why you think that. And that's where his brief was a fail. So that's why I'm asking for a dismissal. All right, so, okay. And then he scheduled the date for, that was the first one. That's when I filed it. Okay, so I'm saying you're concealing material facts, which is perjury, by the way, and it's a Brady violation. So we basically just copy and paste, because this is Perry's habit. Brady violation, concealment of material facts from the deciding body. That could change the outcome. There's a couple things here that have to be met, criteria that have to be met. It's a material fact that was intentionally and willfully concealed from the deciding body. The individual concealing it had a duty to disclose it, and it's pertinent and can change the outcome. Okay? So I'm saying it is, and it would be, and it's unfair, prejudicial to me, and I have the right to it. And so the judge says, okay, well, tell us why you think she shouldn't have that. And he gives us all this other crap that has nothing to do with my case. Insufficient evidence. Okay, there's no argument for relevance or against relevance, and there's no there shall be no preliminary hearing on misdemeanor cases for insufficient. That case law he cited says insufficient evidence. I didn't assert that. I asserted Brady. 2 different things. Okay, so there's that. And we thought that there was supposed to be a hearing on the 16th. Instead, there was a substitute judge who kicked it down the road. He said, if you don't have something in 2 weeks where we scheduled a hearing, then file the order. I told him I'm not in law school, so I'm not certain. I do pretty well. And he goes, yes, I know. I read your brief. I said, okay, well, where I get lost is when I'm supposed to type up the order setting hearing and when I'm not. I don't know. And I didn't go to law school. And he says, okay, well, wait till see if there's one scheduled in the next 2 weeks. If not, then you do it. And I don't know if that meant by August 16th or not, but I did it today. And I basically just asked again. I didn't assert sufficient evidence. I asserted Brady, and he didn't argue shit on relevance. So if you don't mind, please again, just dismiss the whole thing. I mean, he's not going to give me my list, which means there's a list. Okay, so, I mean, he never said there's no list. He said it's not relevant. He didn't say it in his brief. He didn't say it anywhere. He didn't say it verbally in the courtroom, in his oral argument. He didn't say it. It's not said that there's no list. He just said it's not relevant. Also, the duty to intervene and the policy on reporting domestic violence crimes. I need all of that because I have a legal argument that I want to make, and I need that in support of my legal argument. I'm the defendant. I have that right. You don't have the right to deprive me of my rights any more than you already have, and you already have quite a lot. Speaking of which, Believe it or not, this is how crazy Charles is. He will type in my phone, "You're violating my civil rights." And I'm like, wow, you are typing that in my phone with your shit. Oh, wow. You really are Looney Toony. Typing in my hacked phone. Felony to hack somebody. You're violating my civil rights. That is unbelievable. And you wonder why people tell on you. And you can't get a date, a real one. Yeah. Cuckoo bird. Listen, I understand there's supposed to be some empathy and everything for people who are mentally ill. When they're attacking your life every day and taking everything you own, I'm not so sure you have to do that. I don't think I have to have empathy for you with your mental problems. I don't think I do. So I can call you cuckoo bird. If you don't like that, then maybe stop bothering me. Just leave me alone like I asked you to. So I can, this is some of the stuff. This is the case where jurisdiction was found. There's a company incorporated in one place and another one in another place and done in another place. And they're all kind of like, well, who has jurisdiction? This company A, who's domiciled in this state, company B, domiciled over here in this state, or in location C, where the work was actually done and fucked up. And the 10th Circuit said where the work was done, where the injury occurred. So the proximate cause and all that stuff they go through, and I just dissected the case. So Mr. Perry's judges that he buys have never read this, I guess, because that's not how they rule. Yep. They got a rule. You don't redo it. As a matter's already been ruled on. It's been already ruled on. Okay. All right. You need to write that down. Okay, because you guys are fucking it up. When you buy a judge, they got to rule like it's already been ruled on. So then we got Hagon. That's it right there. Okay? The doctrine says to stand by things already decided. So when you guys buy your next judge, make sure that you tell him that this is the precedent here, to stand by things already decided. You got to go by case law that's already been done. Already been decided upon. That's why we use case precedents in our legal briefs, right? I didn't go to law school. We did study this, though, in our criminal law class for criminal justice, and again in criminal procedure. Okay? Ding dong. Okay, so this is the jurisdiction in the state where the injury occurred, Oklahoma. Right? Okay. So there's that. And then this is another case that I dissected, and I did that when you guys ran off my customers. I sat in the back and did that. And also, I come from 4 generations of police. My granddad was a chief. My great granddad was a detective. My dad was a detective. My granddad was a detective and the chief. Okay, so this was a murder they solved. My granddad and my great granddad. It's a murder. They solved it. They're detectives. I grew up in it, in law enforcement. First thing you do is properly collect evidence, bag it and tag it. You got to make a list for court. You got to take a picture. You got to have a little number. You got to have a little measurement thingy if it requires that. And then you got to take a picture of it, and then you got to log it in. Proper collection of evidence. I took forensics. Anybody who can watch Las Vegas CSI or any of those shows or Discovery ID, you have to grow up in law enforcement. You don't have to take criminal justice school to know that. Everybody knows that now. That's my granddad. He was the chief. Chief L.M. Hall. There he is again. That's my great-granddad, Detective L.G. Hall. And they solved this murder. See, they were in this magazine. It would be like being on Discovery, First 48 or something. Today, this was in 1965. This is look, he looks all, gumshoe, doesn't he? He's the one that said, at every crime scene, the criminal, the bad guy, the offender is going to take something with him and leave something behind. So get that. Nobody gets it all. Get that, and you'll have your bad guy, right? Put your pieces together like a puzzle, and it tells you what it tells you. It may not be the cute little cat you have on the box. It might be a horse's ass. Okay, so what you see when somebody shows you who they are and what they are, believe them. Just believe them, right? That was actually on Creed 3. I watched that. So that was on there. I mean, there's like common sense, trust but verify. Yeah. If you sign up for something, you better know what you're getting yourself into. Now, this is not my grade now. My grade now is 3.6 because Mr. Perry jammed up my computer so I couldn't turn assignments in. Remember, there's about 30 guys that have a meeting trying to figure out how to make me fail. So that's one thing they did. So it wasn't that I got the assignment in and it was wrong. I couldn't get it in at all. And they also take up a hell of a lot of my time, which pisses off my guys. So there's that. There's the police department. See, my granddad's name's on the front door, still to this day. Yeah. And, oh, look at that on the whole wall. There's a whole wall. And cops, here's your thing. Here's your one job. You only have one thing to do with your job. One requirement. Relieve suffering caused by crime. Nothing else is required of you but that. That's all you have to do. That's one thing. If you can't do that, you don't need to be a cop. Period. That's just the way it is. Do your job right or don't do it. Go home. Get somebody else in there that can do it right. Because that's what happens sometimes. There are cops from somewhere else helping me that tell me when you guys want to try to take my car and, gave me the McNamara email and told us that you guys drugged Mike and he didn't do it. And we said it in March 2020 and it didn't come out. They didn't depose first responders until May 2020, months later. So how did we know way before? Yeah, okay. See, you're in a lot of trouble because if Tulsa police doesn't want to do their job, we got guys that are doing their job. I live in Tulsa. I don't go to Tulsa police. They're not giving me anything. Now here we are in court. The last thing I ever want to do is go to court with a cop. I'm this family. I'm raised on cops in a cop family. So for cop family to have to go against a cop family is not good. It's bad. It's very bad. And you don't leave one behind, like Officer Nealey, who's down and need him an assist. You don't do it. I can't imagine. I've suffered a lot of losses for not doing that. And I don't care. Fuck you. What happens when you make me have a loss is my guys go ape shit on you. And then all of a sudden we're quoting everything y'all say. And then you do the same thing to get you the same results day after day after day. Y'all are Groundhog Day. Little old farts can't seem to get out of their little hamster wheel. We're all going, oh my God, this is okay. So see, here's some other things that we addressed throughout. Here, get a driver's license. Look at the dates. The dates on my emails are very significant. This was like a long time ago. You guys want to get my driver's license, okay? So everybody can look at that, and then it probably has a lot of pullover stuff. This was lucky. We got tired of being asked to pull her over. I'm gonna take her car away from her. Whatever this is, they had a fight, I guess, or a disagreement. Is that why you want me in Sapulpa? Yeah, okay. I haven't been back since. I have no reason to go to Sapulpa. Even you don't let anybody get near me, because you're a weirdo, abusive, whatever. You got to control. So it's not like I made friends in Sapulpa that I want to go back and see. You'll flatten a tire or take out my tail lights, get me pulled over. Lots of pullovers, lots and lots of fucking pullovers. Mr. Perry just contacted me again. So note that for the record. Again, what's that, number 8? So when we quote you, that's why. He was told not to do that. So we've always gotten more when he does. Always. See, what does that say? The longer he drags out this crime and rapes me and contacts me and forces himself on me and everybody else, the more we get. The longer he makes me broke and Mike's in jail, the more we get. You're pissing off people with a hell of a lot of power, Mr. Perry. Power to get that information. Okay? Power to get that information. Okay? You happy? Power to get this information. Okay? It's not up to you. We get it without your permission. And everybody's just sick and tired of y'all. The power to get this information. Okay? They trafficked her. We got a witness. He's selling her online. He's starving her to death while he rakes it in, using her body and her property. Yep. He's been doing that for years. He's a sick, twisted motherfucker, the guy said. I'm tired of sleeping with one eye open. This is the McNamara email of 2015. He's trying to do a false arrest and force me and entice me and coerce me. Illegal, 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 illegal. All that's illegal. Yeah, power to get that. Right? Did you have to beg or Hansel and Gretel Mike to Pensacola? Why? Why? What was your interest in him going to Pensacola? Point out for me the marks on him that looks like he was in a fight. Because I'm looking at him and it doesn't look to me like he was. Looks to me like he is a victim of attempted murder, same as I was. He gave me arsenic, he gave him opioids, right? Now you want my car, you took my home, you got me kicked out of my home, Calvin, Geppetto, Blankenship, Desiree. Mr. Perry just typed in my phone, is Calvin a leak? I'll never help you. No one's gonna help you. Everybody wants you to be gone. Shut up. I'm not told that. Everybody, no one cares. Everybody wants you to shut up and go away. Why can't I've repeated that over and over and over and over? Write it the fuck down. Write it the fuck down. Dum-dum. Everybody's sick and tired of you. Everybody's tired of you, dum-dum. Write it down. And the repeat. We got to say the same thing over and over and over. And then you do the same thing every day, and you get the same results, and then run around complaining, who told on me? You look ridiculous with that. So you killed a cop. Anything on the docket, any cop from anywhere can look at. Just so you know, right? You know that? Are you aware of that? So, there you go. You can't murder somebody and look like that with a beat down. Where the other guy looks like he was in a car crash and his head came off his body. Can't be done.